Hey, welcome back to Rob's Garage Woodworking. Today we are going to take out a kitchen split receptacle and we are going to replace it with a Decora receptacle. So what the previous owner has done is they've switched over to these white cover plates and then they painted the outlets white. Okay, so it's pretty ugly and we're switching everything over to these. So that's what we're going to do today. So it's a kitchen split. So what they mean by a split, I'll show you in a second. Before you start, if like you can do electrical work in your own home, you can't hire a contractor to do electrical work for you unless they're a licensed electrician. All right. So if you have any questions about this stuff, Home Depot Home Improvement 123 books are very helpful. There's a lot of DIY books available, and you can learn a ton from this stuff. All right. And if you're unsure, get somebody to give you a hand, and you can always call like an electrician to come and check your work, make sure everything's good. All right. All right. So first, we're going to make sure that this circuit is off. So I've got my circuit tester here, and so there's this kind. No lights means it's off. You've got different kinds of circuit testers that you can get, right? And multimeters. No lights means it's off. And you remember, it's a split, so check both, right? You gotta check both. Take the cover plates off. Well, take these out of the wall here. Okay, let's pull this out, and you should have black, red, and white. So black and red will be side by side, and we'll pop those out. And then white will be on the other side and the ground as well. So unscrew all those. Okay. So to remove them, I use a pair of fine tip needle nose pliers, and I just open up the slot. So there'll be like a hook. So open the hook and just remove it. You can just pull it right out. Okay. Come on. Okay. So, just like that. Pull all those guys out. Now, so the kitchen split. Oops, let's get this in front here. All right, so this is the copper side, the hot side, and there is, see the difference between the two? Let's get a small screwdriver here. Here's the two. Oops. So there is right here. There we are. Right there, there's a piece of copper that joins these two together to make it one circuit. And on the kitchen split, they've removed that copper so they can have a circuit for the bottom and a circuit for the top. So they have the hot, and that's the black wire. Then they have another hot, the red wire. Oops. So they have two hot wires, the black wire and the red wire, carrying electricity. So The black wire carries it to this outlet. The red wire carries it to the top outlet. You break that in the middle so you don't have a short circuit. So to do that, we get out. It's hard for me to work this close to the camera. Get out your pliers, and you bend this back and forth until it snaps off. So this little piece here, this little tiny piece, that's the little piece that fits in here. So make sure that that's all the way out, and that way you won't have any problems. So we'll put our new outlet in. So we put the black wire around one, and then I take my pliers, my needle nose pliers, I squeeze them kind of together and tighten this up. So make sure that the wire runs to the side. So there's, on the side of this, there's a little spot, a recess here. This little recess, the wire has to sit in that recess. Okay, so wire comes up like this, goes around. Remember, you put it around in the direction that the screw turns. So this turns clockwise, so you have to turn it clockwise. So the wire has to come in and around like that, loop around, like this one here. So it's looped around. Let's see if we can get a little closer view for you guys. It's looped around, and we'll tighten this guy up. And we're going to make it snug. Alright, we're going to take the red wire, once again, open it up a little bit. Put that guy in. Use your pliers. Close that up. And then we tighten that nice and snug. Okay. So those are nice and snug. Also, have a good look at the wiring here. Make sure that the wire, there's no burn marks, there's no cracks in the insulation, that everything looks good, you know. Make sure there's no burn marks in the box. Make sure your ground wire is snug. Oops. Make sure your ground wire is snug. The other one should be back in all the way. Okay. So that is all good. Let's do the other side. Put the white in. So it doesn't matter which side of the white that you put this on. The white goes to the silver colored parts. So bend that one in, tighten her up. Okay, and then the other one, tighten that up so that it doesn't come in contact with anything. Ground wire around. Tighten that up. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in here. We're gonna push the ground wire back to the bottom, and then we're going to make these wires look like accordions so that they fit nicely into the box like this. Okay. So once again, we'll finish this off by hand. We're going to center the outlet as much as possible. Make it nice and snug. And we are going to make sure that it's level and plumb. So it's nice and straight. Looks good. And looks like the screws will clear this time. So let's put this back in place here. There we go. Well, that's much nicer. Just snug the cover plate up, and there we go. We're all good. Then we'll test that one in a little while after we do this next one. Alright, let me get into the picture here. So we have this circuit tester, and this one is commercial electric circuit tester. And this gives you 3 LED lights. So red, and then 2 yellow. And so it's got all the codes. If the circuit's right or wrong, it'll tell you exactly what's wrong, which is really cool. And so it should have 2 yellow lights come on if this is properly done. So let's plug it in, see what we get. Yellow, yellow. 2 yellow lights. 2 yellow lights at the top. Over here, 2 yellow lights. And 2 yellow lights. Alright, so that means that our circuits are good. We've put the power back on, right? We put the breaker back on. We tested it with our circuit tester. And everything's good. So it's not that hard to do this stuff at home. You can do it yourself. You don't necessarily need an electrician. If you're nervous about this sort of stuff, do yourself the favor and hire a pro. Hire a licensed electrician to do this for you. But if you are handy and you know a little bit about electrical, you can learn more with these books, these DIY books. This is a Home Improvement 1, 2, 3, and it's got a pretty big electrical section in it. And that'll walk you through everything and help you learn a lot about electrical. It's really important to know before you go ahead and start messing around, okay? Anyway, thanks for watching.